Not all family relationships are harmonious, and we don't always get along with those closest to us, including our own parents. This is the case for actress So Hee, whose personal life has been marked by a tense and controversial relationship with her mother. Unlike the glamorous image we see on screen, So Hee's story shows us that behind the success, there are challenges and wounds she faces away from the spotlight. So Hee's childhood and teenage years were marked by this unstable environment and the problems her mother caused. On multiple occasions, the actress has shared that she had to deal with the repercussions of her mother's actions alone while trying to establish herself in the entertainment industry. Due to the scandals involving her mother, So Hee grew up facing situations that forced her to develop maturity and resilience early on, something that shaped her profoundly. This difficult past returned to haunt her when, recently, her mother was once again arrested for involvement in illegal gambling operations, reminding the public that So Hee has a distant relationship with her mother and that, unfortunately, family issues continue to be part of her adult life. In a statement, the actress and her agency clarified that So Hee has no connection to her mother's actions and that they have not maintained a close relationship for many years. However, netizens, in their thirst for controversy, continued to associate the actress's image with her mother's actions, forcing her to deal with constant distrust and judgment. This situation has even affected her mental health, as So Hee constantly feels pressured to expose her private life to prevent her mother's actions from impacting her career. The need to justify her own past and explain issues such as her public age being different from her real age shows how much the actress feels she has to provide explanations to fans and the public, something that deeply affects her emotional well-being. The support of fans has become a crucial pillar for the actress, who, despite the difficulties, continues to gain recognition and respect in the industry. On social media, So Hee's followers frequently urge critics to stop attacking her and to consider the adversities she faces. In a recent tweet, a fan wrote, "I've never felt so sad, seeing how So Hee is treated so cruelly that she feels the need to share the trauma of her childhood with the public. I hope those who constantly attack her experience the same pain." The truth is that So Hee recently revealed a detail about her life that shocked her fans. Her real age is 1 year older than the age listed on her public records. Although her official profile states that she was born in 1994, the actress was actually born in 1993. This detail, which might seem like a mere curiosity to some, is directly tied to the difficult past she faced with her mother. According to the actress's own account, this age difference is related to the legal troubles her mother faced. When So Hee was about to enter the 4th year of elementary school, she was forced to move to Ulsan because her mother was on the run from authorities due to fraud charges. During this time, she couldn't attend school and ended up staying home for an entire year while her mother dealt with her legal issues. After a year, her mother was finally arrested, allowing young So Hee to return to her hometown Wonju, where she was placed back into the 4th grade. However, due to the time she spent out of school, she began studying with students born in 1994, a year after her actual birth year. This 1 year difference between her real age and the age of the group she studied with was maintained in her official records, making her appear a year younger than she truly is. This seemingly simple detail from her school life has now become a relevant issue years later, due to the controversies surrounding her mother. With her mother once again involved in scandals and facing criminal charges for operating illegal gambling establishments, So Hee felt the need to reveal this intimate and painful part of her life to the public to prevent misunderstandings and calm critics who insist on linking the actress to her mother's actions. The situation forced So Hee to share an extremely vulnerable moment from her childhood, exposing the trauma of being forced to leave school and move to a different city due to her mother's actions. Although she was only a child, she found herself caught in complex and painful circumstances from which she still bears emotional scars. This revelation brought to light the emotional weight the actress carries, showing that behind her success and public image, there's a story of overcoming deep and painful hardships. In case you weren't aware, So Hee's life has been marked by a history of family difficulties and betrayals, particularly involving her mother. For instance, her mother incurred numerous debts in her name without her consent. These debts began accumulating under the actress's mother while So Hee was still a minor. Using her daughter's name and personal information, the mother opened bank accounts and took out loans that later went unpaid. This practice, unfortunately, brought serious consequences to So Hee's financial and emotional well-being. On several occasions, she was shocked to discover debts and financial obligations in her name that she had no idea existed. For anyone, this situation would be devastating, but for someone rising in the Korean entertainment industry, the repercussions are even more intense. In one of the most notorious cases, So Hee's mother was accused of deceiving acquaintances and family members by borrowing money in her daughter's name with no intention of repaying it. Her mother exploited the actress's image to gain trust and then disappeared with the funds. Several of these victims went public to expose the scheme, and some even even took legal action against the actress herself, believing she was involved, or at the very least, aware of her mother's actions. So Hee, on the other hand, had to reiterate multiple times that she has no involvement with her mother's actions, and that they do not maintain a close relationship. In official statements, So Hee and her agency affirmed that the actress never had any direct contact with the transactions her mother conducted, and that, since the start of her career, she has tried to keep her financial life separate. However, her mother's continued use of So Hee's name to obtain money and open bank accounts continues to harm her image and cause her headaches. In a statement, So Hee shared how difficult it is to have to apologize publicly for actions that were not hers, and how deeply it affects her emotional state, especially because these scandals force her to relive a painful past. One of the most serious situations occurred when So Hee's mother opened a bank account in the actress's name and used it to conduct illegal transactions. This act, besides being a breach of trust between mother and daughter, placed So Hee in an extremely vulnerable position, even with the Korean justice system. Upon discovering that her identity had been used in fraudulent activities, the actress had to navigate a series of legal complications to prove her innocence and dissociate herself from her mother's crimes. Moreover, the actress's mother accumulated a significant amount of debt, which eventually ended up in the hands of loan sharks. This led to So Hee being constantly pursued by creditors and threatened by people who believed she was responsible for these debts. In a society where public image is highly valued, this type of scandal can have devastating repercussions for an actress's career, especially in a country like South Korea, where respect and family responsibility are considered fundamental values. In an attempt to mitigate the consequences, So Hee decided, in some cases, to take on her mother's debts and pay them out of her own pocket. This gesture, besides being a way to protect her public image, also reflected the actress's desire to compensate those who were harmed by her mother, even though she herself had no part in the schemes. However, this choice weighed heavily on her both emotionally and financially, as the actress had to sacrifice part of her earnings to cover someone else's debts. Despite these efforts, So Hee continues to face challenges, as her mother persists in engaging in dubious financial activities, sparking new controversies and placing the actress in uncomfortable situations. Recently, So Hee's mother was once again accused of operating an illegal casino, reigniting family scandals and bringing the actress's personal life back into the spotlight. This cycle of issues with her mother has rendered their relationship irreparable, and the actress, who has built her career through hard work, must constantly distance herself from her mother's actions to protect herself. And if you made it this far in the video, do me a favor. We have a goal on the channel to reach 10,000 subscribers. Can you help us out? It's quick, just subscribe down below. Oh, and don't forget to like the video, okay? That way YouTube knows the content is good and recommends it to more people. Let's get back to the video.